Cicero. The good of the people is the greatest law. A happy life consists in tranquility of mind. The shifts of fortune test the reliability of friends. If you have a garden and a library, you have everything you need. Nature has planted in our minds an insatiable longing to see the truth. The life of the dead is placed in the memory of the living. The greater the difficulty, the greater the glory. Freedom is a possession of inestimable value. Silence is one of the great arts of conversation. It is not by muscle, speed, or physical dexterity that great things are achieved, but by reflection, force of character, and judgment. Seneca the Elder. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. While we teach, we learn. No one can be happy who has been thrust outside the pale of truth. And there are two things, the knowledge of which is indispensable to the happiness of every one, to wit, what is, and what is not his business. The desire for excessive power or wealth should be repressed. Indeed, the only proper amount of either is none at all. The easiest way of becoming clever is to be sensible and kind. Those who are esteemed umpires of taste are not critics, but capricious and unfaithful judges. He who is brave is free. To live and let live, without clamor for distinction or recognition, to wait on divine love, to write truth first on the tablet of one's own heart, this is the sanity and perfection of living. The man who has committed a wrong and doesn't care for it has been abandoned by his better self. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. Chrysippus of Soli. You should take life seriously, but not yourself. The wise man is indifferent to all the pleasures of the body and to all the pain. Vice is the only thing that can ever really hurt a man. A good character, when established, is not overthrown by external events. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. A ship should not ride on a single anchor, nor life on a single hope. The mind's security is like a fortress, all things are safe within it, and nothing is safe without it. Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle: some things are within our control, and some things are not. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that they are difficult. Panaetius. The happy life is thought to be one of excellence. Now an excellent life requires exertion, and does not consist in amusement. Temperance and wisdom are two kinds of knowledge. Wisdom is knowledge of things divine and human. Temperance is knowledge of good and evil things. The wise man is his own best friend. Evil must be there if only because it exists. What is more effective for making us moderate and just than training us to know that the present life is but a tiny fragment of existence? The way of the sage is to act, but not to strive. To act consistently with virtue is the same as acting moderately, so that there is no incompatibility between virtue and temperance. It is also a sign of greater self-discipline to endure insults patiently than to revenge them. There is need of more moderate treatment than ordinary for beginners, to stimulate them and lead them on to a more adequate philosophy. Even though a slight thing is the cause of great events, nevertheless, the small cause must always be weak. Cleanthes. Happiness consists in living according to nature. Guide me, O Zeus, and you, O Destiny. Casting aside all the wealth that is acquired by unjust means, I desire to be content with little, and to shun as much as possible superfluities. God is the Father of men and gods, for which reason we should pray to and worship all the gods in general and particularly to God. Be modest in your desire to bring the gods over to your side. In a little time you will be nobody and nowhere, like Hadrian and Augustus. So on this way of life, that is long and steep, we can proceed without spurring and without turning back. Many unequal forces contribute to a single result. Every sense, every opinion is turned by Zeus himself, the author of all these things. Hence never despair of God's help.